Come into the room, come into the room. This is the Heartbreak Hotel. 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 Okay. Heartbreak Hotel. I've been playing it recently. All I really wanted was some of your time. Instead, you told me lies when someone else was on your mind. What you do to me, oh baby. All right. Kelly Price killed it. All right. Shout out to Whitney. Heartbreak Hotel. This is there's so many levels going on here. There's so much going on here with this one. I sat back. You know how I do. I like to gather information. And as I was gathering information, what we discovered about this case. Oh, welcome. This is DanieSteel. I am DanieSteel. This is the home of the purple print. Okay, welcome. All right, so we're talking about Kelly Price, the disappearance of Kelly Price, and thank God she has been found. But the thing is, she's still missing in the dust, and we're going to talk about that a little later. All right. Anybody know somebody out there missing in the dust? I do. I do. Okay. We got a lot of ladies missing in the dust. Okay. But thank God she was found from the situation that she was in. She has long-term cove, and, she said that she basically lost her life and came back to life, right, in that interview. I hope you guys have caught up on all of the hoopla of this situation, because I'm going to be speaking as though you are, okay? Okay, so, she was missing, and her sister was really the one that brought attention to this by reaching out to people. And her daughter was reaching out to people as well, right? They hadn't seen, now the sister may not have seen her in over a year, but her children hadn't seen her since she was in the hospital, right? So together they go to their aunt family, right? And everyone's worried about, where is Kelly Price, right? And then I guess unbeknownst to some people, some people close to her, she was married by this time. She got married in November 2020, I believe, based on some of the information I've gotten. She got married in November 2020 to this guy. All right, what's this guy's name? They said they wanted to keep him on the hush, but people found him. So his name is Darrell Crump. What an interesting name. Kelly Crump. People have such interesting names nowadays. If she was like on Twitter, that would be a really great handle for her, Kelly Crump. Okay, so his name is Darrell Lynn Crump, and he is 35 years old. He was born December 31st, 1985. Okay, this is information that I got from Chronicle Speaks. I'm not an investigator. This was made known on a much larger platform. Okay, so it is what it is. Okay, so I'm not an investigator. Inspector Chronicle Speaks found this information out. Okay. But I thought that it was interesting pertaining to what we're talking about, because we're talking about getting lost in the dust, right? Kelly Price is 48 years old. This man that she's married to is 9 years older than her youngest child, right? So they hadn't seen their mother. Her daughter and her son haven't seen their mother since she was in the hospital, right? Hooked up to machines and whatnot. So they contact their aunt, who hasn't seen her in over a year. Everyone's worried. They're worried, right? And according to Kelly Price in her TMZ interview, right, she basically says, look, I went home. I was healing. My husband, ends up getting it as well. So we're both healing. It's not a place for visitors. right? It's like, wow, but your own children, you can't communicate that with your children. I'm sure you guys being different are having different symptoms. The stronger of you with the less symptoms, which is probably him since he wasn't in the hospital for it, right? Perhaps he could contact your family and let them know you're okay, right? So she said after she leaves the hospital, Kelly, she goes back home, but fans, I don't know how they know where she lives, right? But I guess if they can find the name, because I think she said she was trying to keep him on the low low. But it's like, I mean, it don't look like he's trying to be on the low low. You see what I'm saying? So people found out who he was. I guess people found out where she lives, and they're going to her house and disturbing her and leaving things. She said leaving things like they weren't gifts, like leaving things. Like, what are people leaving? Like a turd? Like, what, like, I would think they would at least leave gifts if they were, going to be that bold. But it's very disturbing, very disturbing. So, of course, she says she leaves her home, and I don't know where she went, but she's saying that's why her family checking up on her at her house wasn't able to find her there, because she left her home because fans were being outlandish, So, okay, that makes sense. All right, so that's the situation. That makes sense. Now everybody knows that she's okay. She contacted her lawyer first. It's not like she contacted her lawyer and Debrat before she contacted anyone else. Like, she was like, my lawyer and Debrat. Okay, that's what it sounds like from the information we're gathering. You would hope and think she would have contacted her sister and her children first. But that didn't happen. So she contacts her lawyer and Debrat and maybe Nikki Gilbert. No. Nikki Gilbert, that was later. Okay, she contacts her lawyer and maybe Debrat. And they're like, oh, she's safe. And her family's like, look, we haven't heard from our mother, our sister. We want to hear from her. At this point, it's been way too long. It's ridiculous. You wouldn't think a family member would behave that way. You wouldn't think a family member would treat you that way. Their own children and your sister, right? Which was that she just was no contact with them, right? And after she contacts the lawyer and Debrat, I guess later she contacts her children. And I guess maybe they told the sister, because I don't know if she ever contacted the sister, her older sister, right? So I want to talk about these many issues. One, the dust, obviously. Like, who's this guy that she's married to, right? Who is this guy? Mr. Crump. You're a mean one, Mr. Crump. Like, what's going on here? He looks like he has a nose piercing from the pictures. I'm just doing a little investigating my own. Just looking into the details, right? Looks like he has a nose piercing. He looked light-skinned. Okay. And why does that matter? Come on, you guys. Come on. He light-skinned, certified lover boy-ish, because, and then light-skinned guys are like, don't call us pretty boys. Don't call us pretty boys. Isn't that what you want to be, LL Cool J? He's giving me, want to be LL Cool J vibes, like he's giving me like the lick the lips a lot vibes. He looks like a guy that licks his lips a lot. He looks like a guy that rubs his hands together a lot, Birdman. You know what I'm saying? Rubs hands like Birdman. The edge up is perfected. Is a little too perfect. The edge up is a little too perfect. Okay. And to me, and everything I say is allegedly. I know nothing. I'm getting stuff from other places, but everything's allegedly. Thanks. Okay, to me, he's giving me he's giving me can't raise a man vibes. Okay. 35 years old, right? He don't know no Kelly Price songs besides Heartbreak Hotel. Let's start there. He lying if he say he do. Okay? He ain't about that life. He light skinned. I'm gonna bring that back up. Light skinned. Okay, licks lips, light skinned. That's the color light skinned he is. Licks lips, light skinned. Okay, and he just looks like one of these finessers, right? He looks like a guy waiting to have a come up off of somebody. You know what I'm saying? He looks, I'm sorry, but that's what he's giving me. You know, his hands look very manicured. You know, he looks like a guy who takes care of himself. He looks like he likes to be kept, right? So, welcome everyone. Welcome to the room. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. I know you're like, oh, good price, good price. I mean, we found her. She's safe. She's okay. She'll be all right. You know, I mean, I don't know if she's gonna be all right past this dust. You gotta be cognizant of where you're at in life. You know, I was telling my husband the other day, I said, you know, a woman will be 50 years old. She'll have 5 kids, 4 different baby daddies. And she'll be talking about, when I get married, it's like, check your situation, right? When I get married, if you get married, it's probably going to be to the dust, right? It's probably going to be married to the dust, because slim pickings, I'm not saying everybody don't have a fair shot. I'm saying it's slim pickings, okay? And men feel this way about women. They feel like, women are slim pickings. They're like, because the hot girls will cheat on you. And okay, well, that's what you get for chasing after the same old 6 chicks. They got options. So, okay, so let's talk about being lost in the dust before I talk about the family dynamic of this. All right. This guy's 35, 9 years older than her youngest daughter. Light skin. Very, very nice edger. Got a little, you wearing jewelry. I told y'all about when they wear jewelry. Too much jewelry, you're not a rapper. Too much jewelry and you're not a rapper. Okay. Now, based on this information from Chronicle Speaks, we discover that her husband, who I don't know if I don't think her sister knew they were married. Maybe her children knew, but I don't think her sister knew they were married. Look, I'll get into that when I talk about the family dynamic of this, okay? Her husband owns a record company for independent artists. He owns a record label for independent artists. This record label, this is all according to Chronicle Speaks. Shout out to Chronicle Speaks. This record label was started in April of this year. You got to understand when you're the lick. Okay? We saw it happen with Mary. We saw how Kendo played her. Is it Kendo or Kendo? Shit. All right? Kendo. We saw how he finessed. This is what happens when you create jobs as a woman for a man. This is what happens because you can't raise a man. You can't raise a man. Give it up. Give it up. They don't want you to. And if you're going to do it, you're going to be a lick. Understand this. I mean, is it tragic? I don't think so. A man's got to get it on his own. Certainly, if you're a Black woman, you had to get it on your own. So why wouldn't a man have to get it on his own? He didn't help you get a job, but you helping him get a job? That doesn't add up. The reciprocity is off. And we got to keep in mind when we're talking about Kelly Price, okay? This is a woman who was married for decades to the father of her children, okay? The father of her children What did she do? What did she do? Raise your hand if you can guess what his job was. Anybody guess? Can anybody guess what his job was? What was Kelly Price's first husband's job? I will give you a virtual hug if you get this right. What was Kelly Price's husband's first job? I mean, what was his job when they were married? What was Kelly Price's first husband's job while they were married? What was his job? What did he do to make a living? All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shop worker, a shop worker. Come on, Shetty. Come on, mon Shetty. My Shetty, ma. Okay, well, there we go. Her manager. Ding, ding, ding. He was her manager. You think I'm going to let my husband be my manager? We need a man's income stream, not just mine, baby. Or we can make more money off it because see, you're just gonna give that money. You're just gonna give that money to the white man anyway. And this way, if I don't have any skills in this, but you let me do it, which their careers suffer every time. Their careers suffer every time. I haven't met not one woman yet whose husband was her manager and that helped her and or her career. Okay? The careers suffer every time. He was her manager. They want you to make a job for it. Well, you're just going to be giving it to the white man. Yeah, a white man with white man connections that understand the business that I'm in. Yeah. And or it could be a black person or a person of color, as long as they get the work done. Well, you're just going to give it to somebody else. But it has to be someone qualified to be a manager, to get me jobs, to have connections. Not someone telling me, y'all know that situation with Monique and Sid? Not somebody telling me, this is our chance to stand up to white supremacist, capitalist, patriarchy. No. This is my job. I need you to find me jobs. I'm not fighting other men for you with my job on the line, right? We see that situation with Monique and Sid. I love Monique. Y'all already know I love Monique. Went to her show. Talked with her after the show. Me, my husband. She loves my husband, okay? Of course, yes, she made fun of us the whole set. She said, what's a girl from the hood doing with this Brad, right? Oh, she was making fun of us. She didn't call him Brad, but she was making fun of us the whole set. It was hilarious. And I told my husband, he got us a table right in the front. I was like, what are you doing? Do you know anything about black comics? I was like, she's going to drill us. He's like, oh, no. I was like, she's going to drill us. As soon as she saw us, she was like, y'all a beautiful couple. You from the hood. He's not. What the hell is going on here? It was hilarious. I absolutely love Monique. Monique and Sid is a situation where he's a good friend. I'm sure he's a good husband, but he doesn't need to be her manager. At this point, she knows more about the industry than he does. She can be her own manager if that's the case. Because there's no doubt that these women are helping these guys along the way. And that's what I'm talking about. It's not your job to make him a job. It's not your job to give him a job. It's not your job to clean up his resume. It's not your job. Listen, it's time to get, it's enough of the bull. Enough of the bull. They want to sit out here. They want to be, he glossing, he flexing, he got jewelry on. I told you when they wearing it. Are you a rapper? Then why do you need all that jewelry too? Why? Y'all not all rappers. Y'all don't have the bars. You just don't have the bars. Most y'all don't got bars. Okay, let's start there. You don't have bars because you don't have discipline to sit down and write the bars. You don't have discipline to sit and listen to the greatest. But y'all all sweat. Well, I grew up in the hood, so and And so you grew up in the hood, so you're a rapper. So you grew up in the hood, so you gotta walk around like this, and you gotta be tough, and you gotta be so tough that you can't take your ass to college the way I just took my ass to college. And I grew up in the hood as well, and life was hard for me as well. And I had to worry about how I was gonna get money as well. They was like, "How you gonna get money? How did I get money? You take your ass out and get a work permit. Kids get a work permit, then you get a job." Let me tell you something right now. One thing you're not gonna do is ever in this life convince me that education is not the answer for getting this community together. You will never convince me it's going to be anything else but education. Institutionalized education, self-education. It's going to be education. It's going to be discipline. They want to sit up here and be like, "How else we gonna get money? Get out of here. How did I get money? I sat my ass down in school. I paid attention. I worked hard on everything. I got a work permit when I was 14. Miss me with that, boy. This is America. You can get a work permit at 14. You know, you can't work most places. Yeah, life is hard. You can even go down to, I mean, look, you know what I'm saying? You can let people know in your school, if you need money that bad that it comes to gang banging and selling drugs, you can go down to anybody in the school and say, "Look, I'm being abused. I'm being neglected. I don't have food. I need help." You can do that too. And I know it, you know, it's a shitty situation for your family to put you in that situation, but you can't keep making excuses for putting education on the back burner. And I'm not some freaking scientist. I'm not a scientist. I'm not somebody who, you know what I'm saying? Like, education has helped me to do basic-ish, just to be honest. You know, I'm not floating in space, going to NASA and all that. No, I'm not. So this isn't coming from, again, because you have to reiterate this with the Black community. You shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to reiterate that this is coming from a sincere place. We're talking about education. It's becoming more and more free in this country because y'all don't want it. So it's like, "Oh, well, they went to college and look at them. They not balling." You might not ball. You might not ball, but you might not fall. Oh, that's those bars. That's those bars, okay? You might not ball, but you might not fall. If you want to get it all, take your ass to college. Hey, don't take your ass to college. Please take your ass to college. And stop worrying about this street life issue. Stop worrying about if you look cool. I told y'all before, I grew up in the hood, the worst streets. The worst streets. Where I'm from, in upstate New York, the murder by capita, the violence, it's all worse than in New York City per capita. Rough hoods. I would go to private Catholic school because I was there on scholarship. I would go to private Catholic school. The suburban kids would be sitting in there. The suburban black kids. The suburban black kids would be like, what's up? They be doing all that shit. I was like, what the hell? I'd be watching this, fascinated, knowing good and damn well that nobody was around them for them to be acting like that. I would go to their homes. Nobody was around them for them to be acting like that. They were putting on an act. Like, "Oh, my personality is, yeah, hood. I'm like, you live in the suburbs. Now, there's situations that make people have to do crazy things. But don't project. Life is hard. We're in a very difficult situation for ourselves. The human experience is difficult. I'm sorry nobody told y'all that. So I'm always going to focus on education on this channel, because by telling you to focus on education, I am empowering you to empower yourself. There's no greater gift. I can't give you anything else. I ain't a millionaire. I came from the hood too. You know what I'm saying? I can't do much. All I can do is ask for you to like and subscribe to the channel and show support. Because I'll be on a man's channel and he'll have 30 people in the room and he'll have 25 thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, the way that y'all don't support people in your image, it's very sad. It's very sad. The way that there's no support for Black women is very sad. So anyways, please thumbs up and subscribe, and share the video, share the content. All right. So let me get back to why I went on that rant, that tangent there, right? It's like, why is it all about the appearance of being that man, of being that dude that you can't mess with, and he's flossing, and why is it always about the appearance of that? But it's never about who you actually are, your character. It's very few men that you'll meet that you're like, damn, he about that life. And he don't have to wear a bunch of gold, and he don't have to pretend that he's Mr. Thug Life. He doesn't. He just stands in it. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, the point is, any guy that wants you to make him your manager, he's definitely one of those guys that's projecting that life. Okay? And you have to it's dusty. You have to watch out for that. You have to watch out for people in general, and especially a man that you're choosing to lay up with, mate with, marry, what have you. If he cares more about appearances than whom he actually is and what he actually does and what he actually has to offer. So now let's get into why her family might be walking around saying, something might have happened to my sister, because all I know is that she's with this dude. They didn't know that she was married. She didn't tell them. Why would she not tell them that she's married? Because what does he bring to the table? That's why. Because everybody knows this is arm candy. Everybody knows that, hey, this is her chance to do what she wants and have the kind of man that she wants. They always wanted a light skin. Okay, I don't know why. I told you guys, I never see light skins. Except for like in music videos, right? I never see light-skinned guys. I mean, I see light-skinned women all the time. I never see light-skinned men. Okay. I think that she is at a place and at a phase in her life where, one, she wants to be selfish. Okay. And so she's allowing this guy to be the conduit for her to be able to do that to her family, to finally be able to say, I don't want to be a mom. I don't want to be a sister. I just want to be this guy's lick. Honestly, there's women that just, they want to, you know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with dust, this is what they want. They're not confused. They didn't slip into it. And the only time that I will allow a woman to tell me that I was confused by the dust, because see, when dust is around, you start coughing. You're going to get symptoms that dust is in the air. Okay? Because it's not supposed to be there. Okay? So you're not going to tell me at over the age of 30, you don't know what dust is. You're not going to do that. When someone's over the age of 30, they know what dust is. I'm going to be honest, over the age of 25. But life is hard. So I give you 5 years. I'll give you 5 years. You're over the age of 30. You know dust when you see it. Right? And she wants to be with a guy like this, a guy that is very selfish, and a guy who's going to feed in to her ego, into her narcissism. Kelly Price, like I said, I've listened to her since I was a kid. Everybody knows that I'm Black, so it is what it is. Of course, Heartbreak Hotel is the hit. But I've known Kelly Price, for a long time. I'm known of Kelly Price. I don't know her personally, obviously. I've known of her for a long time, right? And then R&B divas came out. Put a 1 in the room. In the room. Put a 1 in the room if you are aware of and or watched R&B divas when Kelly Price was on that cast. Because that was one of the most, you have to understand too, this is another reason why she is more of a public figure than she otherwise would be, because she went on this reality TV show and decided to share her life and share of herself and who she is. And what we discovered about who she is from that show is Kelly Price is a beautiful, talented, powerful woman that needs healing. healing. Okay? What I saw on that show, she was in need of healing. And I'm going to play a clip for you guys right now so you guys can get a sense of where I'm coming from about when and why I talk about Kelly Price. Because I'm a dark-skinned Black woman. Like I said, I grew up listening to Kelly Price. You see yourself in certain people. The way that she needs to heal, the pain that she's in, I've been there. I see it in I see what I see in her, I see in myself. And of course, I'm going to make fun of the dust all day. But this is not to call out Kelly at all. I respect Kelly. She is a phenomenal artist. She's a phenomenal woman. But I think that she needs healing. I really do. And look, I need healing. That's why I work on my healing. I think people understand to certain degrees that they need healing. But when you're a celebrity, and being a celebrity allows you to be a narcissist, and then you use that power to surround yourself with people who validate that, your healing is in jeopardy. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm going to play this clip for y'all from when Kelly Price was on R&B Divas LA season 1. Okay?
Okay, can I give you an example?
Yes.
I want to talk about remembering 3 years ago that I was molested at 3 years old by my cousin when my mother left me to go in the hospital to have my baby sister. Can I trust you to bring that out of me?
Yes, you can.
Wow.
You bring it.
How do I know that?
Because it's coming out
I don't
right
know
now.
you.
But it's coming out
I don't
right
know
now.
you. I don't know. I might have left if it was me before me in that position. Where I'm like, you know what? People figure it out. But I don't know you. How can I trust you with the earliest tragic memory of my life?
But you know what?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I understand what
I
you're
need
saying.
to be able to trust you that if I get to a point and I get stuck, I need to be able to trust you to say, go there, Kelly.
Right.
When Kelly gets up, I think that's when I was like, okay, this is not going to work with Fred. I don't know.
I believe she was being extremely confrontational. It's not right. It wasn't right.
What are you doing right now? You just went there.
I took myself there.
Exactly. That's the start right there.
But if I get
But we
stuck,
start right there.
can I trust you to take me there and can I be safe? Can I feel safe with you?
Yes, you can.
I don't know you.
Well, that's the thing about it, Kel. That's why we have these, rehearsals and workshops to kind of just get to know each other so you can know me. We do have, time is short. Time is short.
Nothing's moving forward. We're on a time limit.
All right, so, whoo, and like I said, Kelly's is a powerful woman, okay? And she got up in this director space. Now, I've worked with a plethora of directors on New York City stages as an actor. That is something I would never do. I'm also not Kelly Price. I also don't command the attention and power that Kelly Price commands, right? I don't sing like Kelly Price. I'm just another actor on the beat. But that's just something you don't do, right? To get in the director's space, anyone that wasn't Kelly Price would have been immediately removed, fired, blackballed, blacklisted. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no one would tolerate that. You guys watch that stuff on a show and it's like, oh, okay, this is, it's showtime. In real life, you cannot behave that way, right? And she gets up in this guy's face and she's yelling at him about this trauma that she went through. It's like she's reliving it as she's talking about it. Okay? She clearly has PTSD from experiences in her childhood. And she sat on the stage and later just cried. And she looked like a very sad child to me. And I saw the pain in her because I've been there and I've had that pain. And my heart broke for her. So this is at a point where she's coming to the end of her first marriage in this show. She might already be divorced by the time this show came on. I'm not sure. But we're dealing with a woman who has worked with the greatest singers of our time. Okay, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, right? the greatest singers, Faith Evans, the greatest singers of our time she's worked with. She is in high demand, especially on the gospel scene. That show was a bad look for Kelly. It really was. I couldn't believe, like, I didn't even watch it until years after it came out, because people would talk about all the time about what a bad look this show was for her. It was I couldn't believe. I was like, there's no way she didn't realize what she was doing. There's no way she didn't realize how she was coming off. But again, that's part of being unhealed. That's part of having a lot of unhealed trauma and not having self-awareness. When you have trauma, you don't have self-awareness. She didn't even know what she looked like because she was going through that trauma. She said in the clip, she said, how are you going to help me, to the director, with a traumatic experience I just had, right? And that's the thing about trauma. It happened to me. You don't know when it's going to hit you or why. You don't know when it's going to hit you or why. For a lot of women, childbirth will bring up a lot of unresolved trauma. And that's tragic, to be in that moment and to be recalling, horrific moments of trauma, right? And then they're dealing as a new mother with an immense amount of trauma, right? And here's the thing about trauma. It's something I learned the hard way. Nobody else cares. Nobody else cares. Nobody else cares. Nobody else gets it. It's very isolating. So it looks like Kelly has had to deal with realizing a lot of things. I've talked about before about myself realizing, how much harm I was placed in by adults that were supposed to care, right? That's a very traumatizing reality, right? When you're a Christian, that's a very painful reality. To be like, okay, so, I believe in God. I've praised God. I've done everything people say, the 10 commandments, blah, blah, blah. I'm doing all this stuff. And yet, why would God allow for me to be harmed in this way when I was innocent and I didn't have anybody to protect me? Why would this be allowed? It doesn't happen to everyone, right? That's a hard thing to deal with. And people want you to come in and sing about how God's grace has delivered you, right? And I don't know if you guys watched Tasha K's little snippet about Kelly Price, but allegedly, she says that, Kelly Price, this is one of the reasons why I do not advocate for major surgery that is elective. I will never advocate for that. If you want a bigger butt, if you want a better body, do some squats, work out, run. That is going to be much better and a lot less hard than the reality of major surgery that you're going to have to deal with later on in life, the complications of these unnatural surgeries. And the bottom line is, Kelly Price went in for gastric bypass surgery. This is all allegedly, according to Tasha K. Kelly Price went into gastric bypass surgery, right? And we saw her lose a lot of weight at one point in her career. She says that Kelly Price got allegedly addicted to opioids, to painkillers. And see, this is why I'm telling you, as I don't advocate for elective major surgery, because they're always going to give you those pain meds after a major surgery, because that's what you need after a major surgery. So if you don't absolutely need the surgery, okay, if you could just work out and focus on eating less, all that great stuff, right? To get the body that you want. That working out is not going to do it. Somebody that doesn't work out isn't going to tell me that working out isn't going to do it. All right. And this is coming from, a plus size woman at this point. All right. I'm still plus size. I lost my little 10, 11 pounds, but I've got a long way to go. But I'm going to just encourage you guys to put in the work and not do those surgeries, because these, what they give you after these surgeries is those pain meds. And that's how a lot of people get addicted to the opioids, is because they're given them as a pain med, and then they become addicting because they have an opioid like, heroin like, oh, I shouldn't say heroin, as Lovely T calls it, heroin like effect. Okay. So that's why I started focusing this past few years on eating healthier and getting into shape so that I don't have to spend time in a hospital when I don't have to be there. We know about medical racism. Look, I'm not trying to be around nobody that don't want me around. Okay? Nobody. So I'm not trying to be dealing with medical racism if I don't have to. If I can eat some spinach, I'll eat some spinach. Okay? Okay? I don't want to be in there at all unless I absolutely have to be. That's just how I feel about it. So she gets on, this is according to Tasha K. She gets on the opioids. Tasha K said maybe she might even be now, rocking with the needle and stuff. I can't believe she said that. I was like, Tasha K, you're so messy. You are so messy. You know that woman is not on no heroin. But did she get addicted to opioids? It's possible, right? Because this is something that happens after major surgery. They give you those pills. You get addicted to the pills. Now you're looking for a fix. I mean, it's crazy. So Tasha K was saying that allegedly all of this was going down, and that's why she jumped out of the hospital and didn't tell anyone, because she was looking for her next fix or something. I cannot with her. I think that is very far-fetched. But here's something I am going to bring up that I noticed about Kelly. And I'm surprised very few people, no one has brought this up yet. I'm going to bring it up because to me, I don't want this stuff affecting Black American women. I don't want it affecting women anywhere, to be honest. But it sounds like it's used in other places, like in India, for example. I don't want it used on any woman. I don't want it used on women in India. But they use skin lightening creams in India, in Asia, and throughout the diaspora, right? And I always felt like skin lightening cream, when you're a dark-skinned woman, was just something that is extremely taboo, because it's like Michael Jackson. You just end up looking ridiculous, right? But anyways, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but go ahead and Google pictures of her. You can noticeably see, allegedly, I guess you gotta say allegedly for everything, but I don't care. This is what I see. This is what I see with my two eyes. That she's been using skin lightening cream. Okay, and people love to be like, that was makeup. Even in that TMZ video, she looks a little bit lighter than, go ahead and look at older pictures. Go ahead and look at Heartbreak Hotel. Go ahead and look at pictures of her in Heartbreak Hotel, and then look at her today. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be sitting on here trying to work with the light so bad. Oh my God, this light is washing me out. I hate it. I hate when the light washes me out, because I'm I don't want you guys thinking that I'm trying to look lighter than I am, or I am lighter than I am. I am me. This is who I am. I'm happy. I'm proud of it. I think it's beautiful. So, you know what I'm saying? So this isn't some lighting or makeup thing. Unless it's makeup, which I don't think that it is. I think that, to me, it looks like allegedly creams. It looks like cake soap. And I don't want that to become normalized the way that the BBLs have been normalized. And I don't, what I'm saying? Please just love yourselves and stop with all of that garbage. If he's not going to love you unless you're using cake soap, F him. Get out of here. So anyways, I noticed that in her, in a lot of her pictures recently. Very sad. Okay. So I think this dude is trying to finesse, trying to get her, to finance his lifestyle the way that these boyfriend managers do. Someone brought up Kelly Rowland. Kelly Rowland, right? Kelly Rowland's husband is the manager, and Case Samuels loves to Be like, sorry, I'm sorry. Beyonce is a 7. Kelly Rowland is an 8.5. Okay, if Kelly Rowland is an 8.5, then why all the rappers wasn't going after Kelly Rowland? Why they was always all going after Beyonce? Because you guys are colorists and you're liars. You're colorists and you're liars. Now, I believe that Kelly Rowland is a 10. Okay? But that's not how these guys think. They're colorists. If you share the same color as them, they're like, something about me sucks, so something about you sucks. No, sir. Something about you sucks, okay? I guess you couldn't rock it. I guess you couldn't make it rock, okay? That's what I'm talking about. Like, y'all mad because y'all can't make it rock? Y'all mad because y'all can't make it rock? Come on now. That's why they be trying to, okay, all right, I'm going too far. You go too far. All right, I go too far. You notice that? That skin bleaching-ish? What? Right? And there are women, you know, even that Delish. What's her name? Delicious? Delicious. What's her name? The skin bleaching cream that was on Tasha K. The skin bleaching cream. Cake Soap Queen. Cake Soap Queen. Delicious or something, right? And she had Black China on her campaign. She was on Tasha K talking about light skins and dark skins and not knowing anything that she was talking about, just talking out her features are so strongly West African. It looks ridiculous. It looks ridiculous that she would try to bleach her skin. And I don't give what nobody say. I'm going to tell y'all right now, featureism, all that stuff plays into whether or not that look works. That's why Michael Jackson continued to get surgery on his face to make his face try to look more, less West African. Because I'm not going to call a small nose a European or Eurocentric feature. The reality is that's not a Eurocentric feature. There are Africans with small noses, just not a lot of West Africans. Okay, so she has strong West African features. All right, and I think that when you have strong West African features, like a lot of dark-skinned Black women do. Okay, I think that I have fairly strong features. Not, you know, I don't have the wide nose, but nobody in my family has a wide nose. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone in my family has like this size nose. So I think when you have the beautiful strong features, the wide nose, the full lips, I think that's beautiful. Why would you skin bleach? It doesn't even look right. And you can get a nose job, but it doesn't matter because they can't change the tip. They can't change the tip. So you can always see this out of proportion tip to the nostrils. Just love yourself. Jesus. Okay. Anyways, so that's what reminds me of like Kelly Price, because I'm like, your features are bold. You can't skin bleach that. You can't skin bleach. You know what I'm saying? So why even bother? Anyways, it's very sad that when I saw that, because I was like, I thought she was trying to be a role model. You know, I guess she's just trying to live her life, which I get it. You know, that's fine. That's great. So let me get from the dust. Okay. This is a woman that you can't tell her nothing. And I'm going to get to the family aspect, okay, which is her sister. Her sister looking for her, it made me really sad. It really did, because I'm like, wow, what I see from her sister, and I don't know any of them worth a can of beans, okay, but this is all what I'm watching from what they're putting out, okay. I see someone that cares about her sister. Her older sister loves her. She's like, this is my sister. She said, we're all we have. We're all we have. She said, we lost our other sister, who was their youngest sister, right? Which is tragic. Absolutely tragic. They lost their mother and or grandmother recently. I think it was their grandmother, right? And so she says, you know, my sister, we're all we have. I have to find her, right? And then when Kelly Price did her TMZ tape, what did she say? I ain't seen my sister in over a year since my mom or grandma's funeral, right? Like she couldn't wait to be like, So I say this to say, be careful about how you exert your energy. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't look for your lost loved ones, but it does mean that maybe if someone isn't in contact with you, they don't want to be in contact with you. Doesn't necessarily mean they're missing, right? I wouldn't report anyone I haven't spoken to missing, because as far as I know, they're not missing. And if I haven't talked to them in a year, 2 years, 3 years, oh well, because the phone works both ways. So, I don't know what you're going through, but you'll make it. you make your choices, so you'll make it. And what I see from their relationship is what I see a lot with these celebrities, especially as they get older. As they get older, very few of them actually care about their family, about family ties, family bonds. I see that as people get older in general, especially in America. It's a very American way of looking at things. And that is why, y'all want me to go there. Y'all don't want me to go there. Americanas, y'all don't want me to go there, but I will. I will make observations about what I see in this society. And what I see is a bunch of people who understand the importance of family doing a lot better than the people who don't. What I see is people coming from other places and other cultures who understand the importance of family. They come here and they win because Americans are so into that individualism-ish. They don't care about family. I reference origin family a lot on this channel because the reality is, in America, the family of your birth is your origin family. They're not necessarily going to be there with you to the end of the days, because everybody wants to do their own thing. I can't make us a family unit if you want to nest in other people's communities, right? When we talk about building up the Black community, you'll find a lot of the ones that claim they have common sense, a lot of the guys that claim they have common sense, and now guys are supposed to be builders because they want to be leaders, right? You don't get to lead and then sit back. You'll find that the ones that actually will be like, yeah, like, I have some common sense. I'm making a little bit more money legally. I'm doing the things I'm supposed to do. They're going to leave and nest in other communities with other people whose cultures value education. Nobody wants to be around a bunch of people who don't understand the value of education. Y'all the only ones that don't get it? Everyone else gets that. They get it. Somebody was saying the other day, I heard some guys saying he knew a guy from South America who was very poor, had 2 t-shirts to his name. And now he makes a lot of money. Here in America, because if you focus on education, you'll get somewhere. I'm going to go back to the education stuff all the time, guys. One thing about America, they might not like Black adults, but they give Black kids a little more leeway. And because your predecessors didn't ensure that there was equality before they left this earth, now you're living in a state of inequality. And you just have to accept that and work with that, not lament it, not sit around being like, oh, man, they get to have and they get to have. You can't do that. There are people born without one of the 5 senses. There are people out there, no legs, no arms. They don't sit around saying, look at them, they can do this, they can do that. I can't. They get up and get it done, or else they wouldn't be able to go anywhere, or else they wouldn't be able to move. It is time for accountability. It's time for accountability. So, Kelly strikes me as one of these women that she marries this 35-year-old light skin. Okay. And all of a sudden he's my king. He's my king. Okay, he's your king. I don't have to do nothing for this little light skin that's here to finesse you. Okay? And I think what happened was, and this is all allegedly, this is just me, right? Coming to conclusions off of what I see. I think her sister was like, what the hell is this? He don't got a job because his job now is owning a record company. Now he owns a record company, which was established in April, right? So their grandmother passes. She marries this guy shortly thereafter. I'm sure the sister was like, who is this random 35-year-old man that wants to be with a 48-year-old woman with 2 kids that are literally less than 10 years younger than him? Both of them are less than 10 years younger than him. What is he doing here? It doesn't add up, right? But of course, you can't tell. And what I didn't continue playing for you guys in that R&B Divas clip is Kelly didn't like the director because she didn't know the director. She's very like, I'm the star. I have to know everybody. I have to be the most comfortable. But you're an R&B Divas. Everyone thinks that they're a star. Kelly thought she was the biggest star. And so she wanted everything to go her way. She wanted the director to be someone that she knew so that she would be comfortable sharing her childhood trauma because this director she knew was like standing there, rooting her on the whole way. Listen, when you're an actor, that's what I'm talking about. If you're a singer, sing. Let the actors act. You don't get to be comfortable as an actor. I hate to be the one to tell you. Everybody's like, I can be an actor. No, you couldn't. It's very uncomfortable. Okay, where phones are going off and babies are crying, and you're on stage talking about what light beyond yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. You sitting up here trying to pretend that you Romeo and Juliet, and there's a bunch of phones going off and candy wrappers crinkling. This ain't for everybody, baby. This ain't for everybody. But of course, they try to do it. And she wanted to be super comfortable, so comfortable that she has to know everybody she works with. But that's not, everybody else didn't know who she wanted to work with. They knew the guy that was there. Most of the women knew the guy that was there. And so they collectively agreed on that guy. She didn't like this guy. Now, this black director, he was a black man. And for me, something about him was triggering her hard. Something about him was triggering her hard. She was like, I don't like you. I don't know you. I don't trust you. And it was like, why do you feel so strongly about someone that you just met? You don't know him. Take the time. Give it a chance. Take a chance to know him. She didn't want to. Something about him. Maybe it was the way he looked. Maybe it was the way he acted. That he did something that reminded her of someone. You know what I'm saying? But something about him made her be like, I don't like this man. I don't feel safe around him. And she did not want to work with him. And I think that was the infamous episode where she like comes back into the monologue circle. And she brought like petroleum jelly and Timberland boots and like a pocket knife. Because she was like, I'm playing this character. But like really she was like trying to like strong arm and intimidate this director. It was some of the most bizarre-ish I've ever seen. Totally bizarre. When you're unhealed, you lack self-awareness. You don't know what you look like. That's why I keep urging y'all to get healed, because there's a lot of women be like, I don't know why I keep attracting dusties and I do this and I do that, and because you don't know what you look like. Because you haven't healed. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you want to take a break. You tired of being mama. You tired of being, but her sister's out there being like, we're all we got. And Kelly's like, I haven't seen her in a year. You got to watch who you give your energy to. I was giving my energy to people on some love-ish. Sorry. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ah. Hold on, guys. Oh. I got something caught in my throat. Oh my gosh. Woo! Hallelujah! Got tears in my eyes. Ooh. Jesus Christ. All right. All right. So, Jesus. Whew, hanging on. You holding on? Well, keep on keeping on. I'm going to keep on keeping on. Okay. So, you got to watch who you give your energy to. I feel like unbeknownst to Kelly Price's sister, her older sister, Kelly Price wants to disengage from that relationship. It just is what it is. Like I said, when these celebrities you see how DeBrat did Lisa Ray. She wants him marry Judy or get with Judy. And she came out and she didn't tell DeBrat. I mean, she didn't, and DeBrat didn't tell Lisa Ray. Right? And unsurprisingly, DeBrat is caught up in this debacle as well. I mean, it's no surprise. I already told you guys, DeBrat and Judy have their own reality show, and she wasn't trying to call out Nikki Gilbert, doing it for clout. You're doing it for clout too at this point. Sorry, but y'all got that reality show. Y'all trying to get some views. It is what it is. So stop trying to call the people out for doing what you're doing. See, DeBrat did the same thing to her family. She came out with Judy, and she didn't even give her sister the courtesy. I mean, you got to understand, like, these people are celebrities. You imagine having a celebrity relative and the world finds out something about them before you do. That's very disrespectful, especially if you guys are having a relationship. Like, we're family. I didn't see any problems. I didn't see, like, right? But DeBrat moves that way too. And that's why she's online right now being like, her husband ain't do nothing wrong. Right? You know, I Googled DeBrat and Judy's net worth. And yeah, they got more money than me. But hey, I haven't been working with superstars for 20 years. DeBrat has like $500,000 for someone that's been in this industry for decades. That's not a lot of money. So she's definitely moving for the same reasons. And she's going to try to call Nikki Gilbert out on it, as far as I see, because she always stay in the business. I was like, we friends. We knew each other growing up. You know everybody, DeBrat. Shit. Sometimes I act like you and Kelly Price is just such close friends. Like, come on. But see, she moves in that way too, where it's like, oh, well, F your origin family, right? F them. Right? We can move how we want. We can do how we want. We don't owe people the same respect that we would hope to receive. We don't owe them that. We can do what we want, and we can be selfish. It's time for me to be selfish, right? So she's sitting up here defending this 35-year-old husband of Kelly Price's, whose only job that we know of so far is a job he created this year where Kelly Price is on the label. Her name is attached. Allegedly, right? If I was her sister, I would be feeling like, oh my, I can't believe this ish, to be honest, because she made her out to be the villain of this situation. And her sister didn't realize, like, the love you're giving isn't being sent back. The Lord I sin ain't making it through to your heart. Sometimes the love you send is not going to make it through to who you're sending it to. A tragic reality of life. But there was something that you forgot. Okay? That's my fucking song. Okay? A hard reality. But I think that Kelly Price's older sister needs to move on. Kelly Price is determined to be in this relationship with this 35-year-old guy she just met, treating him like he's the one that been there through thick and thin. When the reality is, and you know, he doing everything he can. You know, he licking his lips. You know, he licking all kinds of lips and doing what he gotta do because winter is coming. Winter cometh. Okay, and they gonna get cold. It's cold outside, baby. It's cold outside. All right, baby, it's cold outside. Winter's coming. All right, so all the con artists, all the lip lippers, all the light skin lip lickers. All right, they doing what they got to do. All right, like a beaver. Is it a beaver or a bear? Somebody hibernates. I know the bear hibernates, but I think the beaver might hibernate too. Anyways, like the bear beavers they are, it's hibernating season for these dusties. They're looking for a home. They're looking for a home. So you understand, a man that doesn't intend to build, one thing he gonna do is try to sexually manipulate older women to achieve what he wants. And, you know, I'm seeing that here. I'm seeing that here. Oh, my world is here. Hello, my world. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Appreciate y'all. Everybody, please thumbs up and subscribe. Appreciate you guys. All right, this is all allegedly. Okay, so yeah, I think her sister probably was like, "What's going on here? I don't approve of this." And light skinned lip licker was doing his thing, on Miss Kelly Price. You know, it was like, "You ain't gotta listen to her. You ain't gotta listen to her." Right? And of course, now she in a trance. It's very possible, you know. And when you're trying to save a pick-me sister, friend, family member, it's a lost cause. Let it go. Let it go. All you can do is step back. And when she comes a-crawling because he broke her heart and broke her bank account, say, you know what? Go find somebody else to comfort you. Because you were nowhere to be found when you thought that this was the bee's knees. They don't care about what you have to say. There are women out there that their entire validation is in a man. And I hope her sister realizes, you know what? Like, damn, it's really, I mean, to me, that's a situation where it's like, that's no love. She didn't have no love for you. She told the whole world that you're some messed up person that reported her missing because what? Because you just wanted to know where she is and she's trying to be by herself. Girl, just take a step back, child. Take a step back. I wouldn't reach out to her again. And I bet you if her sister didn't reach out to her again, she would never hear from her again. She'd probably hear from her niece and nephew, obviously, but that's how people are. When they don't want to mess with you, they don't care. They don't have to be a reason. Because again, we're going back to Kelly being unhealed. When you're around people that are unhealed, they're going to project their trauma onto you. If you're not giving them what they want, they're definitely going to project their trauma onto you. So I'm sure a lot of the things that makes Kelly mad about what happened to her when she was a child, she's just projecting onto her older sister for no reason. There's nothing her sister, hey, I don't know it. Maybe her sister is a narcissist. Yeah. Who knows? But to not extend the courtesy to let your sister, your children know that you're okay when you get out the hospital because you laid up with the dust. You see how quick the women that love dusties, incredible. You see how quick they are to be like, just let this guy do everything, let him run everything. You see what I'm saying? So quick to say, this is my husband. How long you known the guy? Because he only 35 years old. He just grew up. You know how long it takes for men to grow up? He might not even be there yet. They be like 37 when they grow up, okay? It's 25 for women, but it's like 37 for men, okay? I think that she needs a stronger team of people behind her in general if she hopes to actually heal from the things that she's going through. Right now, she's got enabling Debrat, who thinks that it's cute to hide things from your family, but then go tell everybody in the world. She's got enabling Debrat, She's got people that will enable her instead of hold her accountable so that she can heal, right? Because you can't have a bunch of yes men around you when you're trying to heal. It does not behoove you. Maybe this guy will turn out to be, her ride or die. But we've all seen how this stuff plays out. She's married for 24 years to her first husband, who was a manager. When women want dusties, it's dust for life. It's dust for life. They will always be attracted to dusties. It's very sad, but it's very difficult for them to get out of that mentality, right? Because she gave a man a job for 24 years. So what's she going to do for the next one? Give him a job. You know what I'm saying? And think that that's normal. In terms of Kelly's sister, I know it's hard because her sister is a celebrity, but I think that she needs to really work on something that I focus a lot on this channel, which is self-differentiation. Self-differentiation. You need to self-differentiate yourself from your family, right? They're your family of origin and you are yourself. And you need to have your own opinions and move how you want to move for you. She said that we're all we got. And it's clear Kelly's not going to be there for her. So, now it's like, because Kelly can find people, she has a lot of money. I don't know how much she has in net worth. Let me look it up right now. $2.5 million. It's not bad. It's a lot more than a Dusty has. 2.5 million, right? She's booked and busy, as she told us constantly on R&B Divas. She's booked and busy, right? So we know this. She's always in high demand. Because she's one of the best at what she does, right? Which is this very gospel type voice. 2.5 million. And this Dusty, y'all know he ain't got nothing. You know, he ain't got nothing. So, you know, he's definitely there to get every little bit of dime he can. Like I said, it's sus. I don't care what nobody say. It's sus. It just is what it is. Okay, because he looks very much into himself from the little bit of pictures that we've seen. And you got to worry about men that are into themselves. Way too much, you know. These dudes will boo up. Boo up to lay up. For a place to stay, for a car to drive. Understand this? Huh? I wish I would. I would never let a man drive my car. Never. Never. I mean, me and my husband share a car. We only have one car. But the bottom line is, I certainly wouldn't purchase a car and let some boyfriend, husband, whatever. My husband paid for our car, so we can share it. Do you get it? I'm not letting a man drive my car so he can feel like it's his car. It's not. And I have no doubt that he is isolating her from her family so that he can get as much control as he can. I have no doubt. They're married. Did she sign a prenup? Did she sign a prenup? What state did they get married in? Cali? Cali? I know you ain't get married in Cali. He gets half. You shouldn't even be talking to a dude who don't make more money than you. I don't care what nobody say. Now, yes, she's an older woman. She has 2 kids. She's a millionaire. She's a celebrity. She's got amazing talent. There's other guys out there. They're not going to look like this Mr. Luscious. See, that's the thing. It's too many black women. Let's keep it 100. Black women love these little pretty boys. They love for a dude to look good. Look good. That's great. That's a bonus. My one requirement is dental hygiene. Your dental hygiene is on point. Baby, we can work with it. All right? You can be Peter Dinklage for all I care. I don't care about none of that height-ish. Height? That don't mean nothing to me. I don't care how tall you are. How big is your bank account? How big is that? I'm like, how big is it, baby? You're like, how big is what? You know how big what I'm talking about. That bank account. Okay? But y'all care about what he look like, the swag with no cash. Who cares? That's not swag. That's how y'all know. Women that think like this, they call Kevin Scamulls. Because who cares if he has swag? I don't care. What the hell is swag? Does he have connections into companies, businesses? Does he know people who make money? Is he about that life? Does he have his own home, his own car? That's what I care about. Not how much he licks his lips when he's speaking. I don't like all that lip licking. All right? That starts scaring me. I'm like, what you licking your lips for? You hungry? Shit. I mean, she went on and said she passed away and was brought back to life. I mean, but you couldn't call your family? He couldn't call? You're not with somebody of quality who is fine with you Xing out your family for their newly arrived asses. I don't care what nobody says. He's newly arrived on the scene. Who the hell is he? And that's what I'm talking about. I don't want to be around family members that want to do ish like that. If that's how you want to move, be happy. Be happy. Goodbye. How dare you waste my time wondering, worried about you when you clearly don't care about nobody else? I even heard about some allegations of abuse. They worried about if he abusing her. You can't, if a woman wants to be with a dude like that, again, this isn't an 18-year-old who's getting finessed. This is a 48-year-old who's getting finessed. And when you're 48, I got to give that to you. I got to give that to you, that you got some common sense at 48 years old. My God. No, don't waste your time and energy. You know, I think her sister was worried about her being like, I don't know this 35-year-old man. She laid up, booed up, having the time of her life. Letting him think he's running ish. And you on national TV, you're all across American screens saying, hey, where's my sister? I'm worried about her. She ain't thinking about you. Move on with your life. I wouldn't talk about her again. I wouldn't bring it up again. If she couldn't get a hold of her again, I would let it go. I would let it go. If I can get a hold of you again, okay. All right, well, you let old boy run it. Since you wanted old boy to run it, what you want me to do? Be Santa Claus and go behind you, running behind you, fixing all your mistakes? No. That's how it ends up, that we all stay poor, that we all stay in the gutter. She wants this young man that she just met to take all her hard-earned money. Then it is what it is. He would be a plaything for me. I'd be like, let's make it clear. I will never be married to you. You will always be a plaything because I don't know you. Just like she didn't know that director. She didn't want to work with him. You don't know this dude either, but you're going to make him a husband? Huh? If I was 48 with 2 kids, with $2.5 million, I'd be like, boy, you can be a plaything. You can be arm candy. We can go out, we can have a good time, but you will never get access to my bank accounts. Just won't happen. But see, that's the thing that I told y'all. Remember I told y'all? Oh, she got married in Nevada. Okay. Nevada like to have laws similar to Los Angeles. I mean, similar to Cali. They brothers and sisters, Nevada and Cali. So it could be similar laws where he gets half, period. Kelly is probably miserable. I mean, I'll be miserable if I had to make a dude feel like he was doing something when he wasn't. You know? But yeah, she's going to do what she wants to do. Just let it be. There's nothing else you can do. Can't control people. And she got you out here looking like you're taking advantage of a system that doesn't care if Black women go missing or not. She's got her sister out here looking like she's taking advantage of that for clout. That's incredible for this dude, because this dude is on the scene licking your neck. Y'all will drop everything. Y'all will lose everything for some licking lips dudes. And, she could be miserable. And a guy like this is helping her to escape from that. We practice in a lot of escapism in the community. A lot of escapism. One of the biggest ways I see Black women participating in escapism is this, when I get married, this idea of when I get married, and like I said, they be 55 years old, 4 kids, different baby daddies. When I get married, like, maybe you will, maybe you won't, but that shouldn't be a focus. Because the likelihood of you getting married to somebody, great, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can get married to anybody, but it's slim pickings. And Black women be quick. I told you about Yandy. My husband, and it's not their husband. It's not their husband. That's escapism. We know the reality, the sad reality of the numbers. 1 in 4 Black women will get married. Y'all allow those numbers. I wouldn't allow it for myself, so that's why I'm not part of that percentage. I'm one of the 1/4 that's married. And that's not gonna be like, I'm married. I'm just telling you it is what it is. You get what you allow. You allow them to impregnate you, then go off and marry the preferences. You allow this. You're going to get what you allow. You're not going to get what you want. You're not going to get what you hope for. You're going to get what you work for and what you allow. And y'all have allowed the numbers to get that way because they know they can continue the race and you won't demand anything for your service, for the work you've put in, for being mothers. You won't demand anything. So they can impregnate you and then go off and marry the preferences. Incredible. And I don't care either way. Why do I bring this stuff up? Because of people like Kelly Price. I was going to say Kelly Rowland. Her too. Because of a lot of Black women that I know. I know a lot of Black women, they want to be married to Black men. And as a Black woman that has to deal with Black women that only want to be with Black men, I want the best for them. Because of their limited options, these types of women understand this. They don't want the best for me. I don't limit myself to nothing. All right? If they open Pluto, I'm going to go there and see what the options are. I don't limit myself. Like I told y'all, it could be Peter Dinklage. I don't care about your height. That's the difference between me and a fool. Okay, so if you limit yourself, listen, I want them to get what they want so they stop looking at people like me, being angry, being passive aggressive. Please get what y'all want. Please. That's why I encourage it. That's why I hope the best for you. I hope you get what you want. But I'm going to keep working for what I want. And you can keep hoping and see what happens. But that's why I'm genuinely, passionate about these issues. Because I've had way too many women mad at me because I can finally afford to provide my family with groceries. Okay? Mad at me because I'm not struggling like them anymore. Struggled my whole life. That's not enough. That's not enough. They want you to have a hard lot at it the way they got a hard lot at it. I've worked too hard. So your story's not going to be my story, sis. But I wish you the best. I hope you get all the stuff that you're hoping for. I'm going to keep working for mines because I know that's the answer. Yes, I'm very disappointed in her actions. Aw. Oh, hey, Naima. Hey. Sadly, she married a Dusty, right? Come on. Come on. You married him? I hope you got that prenup. But you see, you don't see a rallying cry in the community for her to get a prenup. You don't see a rallying cry for that because they're not trying to protect Black women's pockets. They don't care that Kelly Price has worked for decades for the $2.5 million. And if y'all know anything about numbers, it's not a lot. People are going to be, if it's not a lot, give it to me. I can't give it to you, baby. I'm telling you right now, $2.5 million. In today's world, that ain't a whole bunch. She worked 2 decades for it. Plus, she's worked for probably 3 decades at this point. And it all just goes away to him when he decides however long they have to be married for him to get it. And then he decides to bounce. He's going to try to get everything he can out of her first. He's going to try to get that record company. Maybe he'll try to get it off the ground, or maybe it'll be another Todd and Candy situation where I've told y'all before, Candy loves to give Todd a bunch of money for him to start his businesses. You can't raise a man. You cannot raise a man. Stop giving them money for businesses. Stop trying to make them a job working for you. He gonna fall in love with a woman that's not doing that. Oh, baby. Huh. One thing about Jay-Z and Beyonce, Jay-Z had it before he met Beyonce. He ain't had it like he got it, but he had something, right? He had something to offer her. She had something to offer him too. And I personally think she's helped him out a great deal, but they've helped each other out a great deal in this industry. Right, you would think, it's like, come on, like there's so many other men. But women that like Dusties think that they can control the Dusty. They think, I'll be honest, they think that they know that Dusties are usually not bright. And they think because they're not bright, that they can control them. What they miscalculate, what they underestimate, is that the Dusty is cunning, like the fox. The Dusty is cunning. So he might not be very bright, but he's had a plan all along to get your money. Baby, I got your money. He's had a plan all along to get your money. Every interaction you've had with him has been fake. Because after he gets your money, then he can use that to get the woman or man of his dreams. Okay? It's so sad. It's so sad. Stop being into swag. Let it go. Swag is fake anyways. Most people pretending to have swag don't. Start getting into be a sapiosexual like me. Start finding men that are smart, attractive. That's always worked great in my favor. I promise you. Start finding men that build attractive. And you will find that you just are naturally attracted to a totally different caliber of men. You know what I'm saying? What can he bring to the table besides eggplant? Nothing. He is bringing nothing to the table besides eggplant. But again, that's what she's used to. And that's not discouraged. You don't see a bunch of expose videos about this, about how her first husband she was married to for 24 years was her manager. So she paid him. She paid the money he has today is because she was giving it to him. A cut of money being paid to her, for her. That's a reality. Now she's married to this 35-year-old. You don't see people being like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Why are these guys doing this? It's clearly manipulative. She lost her grandma and then he moves in. They don't care if she ends up, the way Mary. ended up losing a lot of money on this ish. And if the woman doesn't care for herself, I say, let her have it. You know? So, yeah, that's it. I'm going to head out. 2.5 million. That's nothing in entertainment. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Like, for I mean, come on. They give an artist will make that. You know how much Lil Nas X is worth? Go ahead and Google Lil Nas X net worth. They say he's worth like 10, 15 million. He just came out a year ago. You get a lot of money nowadays. People are making money like this. So 2.5 million, especially when you got a scammer and a finesser on your hands, that's nothing. You know how much it costs to make a business? $1 million? These dudes will make you lose everything. Then they'll be on social media as I was like, they made me lose everything. Help me out. I ain't helping you out. I was married to a... I'm sorry, but I'm happy that you're happily divorced. They said episodes of that also. Really? Wow. I can bet, because that anger that she had in that rehearsal, I'm like, there's no way. If she was with a man, let me tell y'all something. You guys know I'm going to compliment my husband. My husband has caught so many of my tears. My husband has caught so many of my tears. I told him, I said, there's women that I've been around that I know they're so unhealed and no one is there for them. No one is there to try to catch their tears. No one is giving them a shoulder to cry on. They don't want my shoulder. They want a man's shoulder. Understand this. There are women you can't help. My husband loves me. I can't use that and be like, you know what? I want to help and give love to others, because most of these women out here that need love, they wanted it from their parents. They didn't get it. Now they just want it from a man. They don't want a supportive friend. They don't want a supportive sister. They want some dude that's going to love their broken, unhealed behinds. It's not going to happen. Anyways, my husband, because one thing about me is I've always acknowledged my history, the trauma, and the work that I need to do for my healing. My husband has been there for me through that. You could tell that nobody, the way she wants, again, maybe her sister probably tried to help her out, but they don't want a friend or a sister. They want a man. They want a man. Okay? They want a man to take the spot of the father that wasn't there. It's sick. Okay? I was always happy to have a helping hand anywhere I could get it. You know? And never got it. Okay? They want a man. So they'll let a Dusty play that role. And it's very sad. You could see in this meeting she had on R&B Divas with this director that she had never been comforted by a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I were to cry, for example, around other people, I wouldn't need any of those people to comfort me, because my husband will comfort me. I'm just being honest, right? My husband will comfort me. So I wouldn't need a stranger to comfort me. She needed to be comforted in that moment. She was so vulnerable. And of course he didn't, because she was just in his face moments earlier, yelling and screaming in his face. So of course he didn't try to touch her on her shoulder or anything, because she probably would have ripped his arm off. So nobody comforted her. And she just sat there just looking so vulnerable and sad. And I'm like, you were married for 24 years and this is how you feel? That man wasn't loving you right. That man wasn't loving you right. I see it all the time. Black Lair, I see it all the time. There was a black couple sitting across from me and my husband the other day when we were out to eat in New York, in the West Village. Okay? And my husband is very lovey-dovey. He's very affectionate. And they don't like that because they don't give their partners that affection. They're not going to. Women want affection. Y'all caping for it and fighting to have dudes that don't even want to give you the slightest bit of affection. I wish it would. That's why I never mess with no. It is what it is. You gonna give me a but I'm a woman and I gotta give you this, and that. But if I cry, you ain't got nothing to say. You get out my face and all. God knows all that crazy, just horrible stuff that I've seen. I've seen when we go out to eat. Black couples, both of them on their phone. If I'm on my phone, it's because I do a food vlog, DanieSteel on Instagram. Go ahead and follow me there if you're interested. I do food vlogs on my Patreon, here on YouTube, and on Instagram. Okay? So I might use my phone for that. And then I put it down. I'm not texting anyone. I'm not making calls. And my husband isn't either. And it just is what it is. You're not going to see us on our phones. That's disrespectful. You're not trying to make a connection. You're on your phone at dinner. I've seen so many couples. We were walking past the couple, and I heard them say something because me and my husband are an interracial couple. That I'm like, bitch, you laughing, but my husband's gonna pay for the whole fucking meal. Fuck is you laughing about, bitch? This nigga's on the phone, and you sitting here laughing because I'm with a white man. Let's see who's laughing when they kick your ass out the restaurant because on some racism ish. Let's see who's laughing then. Why you think this shit is a game? Funny dude. Funny dude. But you laughing at me like, they interracial. Your nigga is on the phone. He not even paying attention to you, bitch. Why is he looking at me? My husband, I could be like, you see that girl's skirt? It's so pretty. He'll be like, huh? He's not looking at nobody but me. Why you? I've had so many black women with their black boyfriends out doing this where they try to make a comment about me or something. I told you one black woman was like, oh, you look beautiful, sis. Because her man was staring. They disrespectful. They stare. So, bitch, your man staring at me. And then you're going to try to be like, they interracial. Bitch, and. He paying for the whole meal. This is my 5,000th time going out with him. Once again, he's paying for the whole meal. He's staring at me the whole time. I get the attention. I get the affection. But y'all think y'all funny, fucking cool dudes because y'all they interracial. But you ain't gonna say shit when a black man is out with his white woman. It's not his wife because they don't get married. You're not gonna say shit to them. Hypocrites. Okay. You don't marry the help and have babies with them. When do you? The help? A manager? A manager of what? Your own company? You ain't managing nothing over here. I can manage myself at that point. You don't know nothing about the industry. It's exactly it, Regal. Yep. Yeah, I'm like, why are you out on your phone? I be seeing him on the phone. I'm looking at him like, what the hell? And then I turn around. What's happening? The dude looking at me. Why are you looking at me? You're supposed to be focusing on your date. Disrespectful as all hell. Anyways, get your mans together. That's why I said a lot of women don't know. I send a lot of men home. I don't do that down low cheating ish. I find it deplorable. Women that sleep with, get with married men and men that are taken. I would never. It's beneath me. I have way too many options in life. I never had to be with a dude who was in a relationship. Never. I always send him back to his woman. That's because I'm classy. I keep it classy. Send them back to their woman. They'll be mad. But guess what? You can't do nothing for me. No way. You can't do nothing for me. Okay? Because I'm taken care of. Very well taken care of. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. Y'all not fooling nobody. You always got something to say when a black woman out with a white guy. Bitch, what you got to say? This nigga, you know how many places we've been in this city? It's nothing. You know, we've been around the world. It's nothing. It's nothing. I'm just hoping that you can pay for your date at the end, sister. I'm just hoping that this dude don't up and leave before the date is over and leave you with the whole bill. That's what I'm hoping for you, sis. Worry about yourself and your whack ass date. over here while he on his phone and or staring at me, not paying you no mind. But they'll be like, I only chocolate. I only dark. Burnt to the crisp. I want my man so black. Black is night. Black is the night sky. You won't find not one post. Come on, black man. I'm sorry. I'm like, why do y'all wake up? Good morning, beautiful black man. You don't see them doing that shit. They don't do that shit for y'all. Come on. Morning, beautiful black man. Good morning. Only. Like, what? Good morning to every man with some money in his pocket that want to get something to me. Elsewise, keep it moving. I don't care who you are. Good morning to that. So priorities is out of whack. And when your priorities is out of whack, what you're going to find is when you're 48 years old, there's some 35-year-old licking his lips waiting to finesse you. Take a little bit of hard-earned money. Okay. Exactly. Right. I'm like, because I know I just saw 3 couples of black men with non-black women. Y'all ain't say nothing to them. But then as soon as they see us, they can't believe they exist. You goddamn right. Breaking their neck because they can't believe we exist. Because they expect black women to be so loyal to never dating out to a group of men who aren't loyal to them. And no, I'm not here to tell you that white men are going to be loyal to you either. Your white man, your non-black man might be loyal to you. But no, it's not up to other groups of people to treat you better than you treat yourself. You got to do that work. I don't expect nobody to do nothing for me. Except for my husband. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's very hilarious to me how people try to discredit black women relationships with non-black men because they're usually the most functional ones. They're usually some of the more fun. I won't say the most. So I'll say some of the more functional ones. Some of the more functional. I've also seen, people throughout the diaspora have very functional black marriages. So not in the American part of the African diaspora, but in other places in the islands, obviously, if they're first or second generation from Africa, I feel like when they get together, they have more functional, black unions than the black American ones. Because again, you're dealing with a group of men who, when they get that, I don't need to be walking around here pretending to be a rapper. I need to get my act together. I need to build. When they get that, they go to nest in other communities. They go to nest in other communities. They don't want to be around black people at all. And you got to keep in mind, I went to private Catholic school. I went to PWI's kindergarten through grad school. This is what I saw from the middle class black men around me. The ones that y'all hoping after the BBL, after you get a BBL, and the lace wig and the lashes and the bleaching, hoping that he'll be looking for you. He's not looking for you. He's looking for he's looking for an average Becky. He's looking for an average Becky. Okay? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I know they're not going to tell y'all this, but it is what it is. You can keep listening to the lies. Even if you are by yourself, they're still looking at you while they're with their girl. Yep. I told you I had a dude come up at me. He was in a chicken suit in Times Square. This dude came up to me and my husband. He was in a chicken suit. I said, "How dare you, sir?" Like Kwame calling, bitch ass sir. "How dare you, sir, approach me in a chicken suit when I'm with my husband?" He's like, "That don't mean nothing." I was like, "Take your chicken squawking ass on out of here, nigga." The hell? Following me around that goddamn chicken suit. You think that I'm gonna give you some play in that chicken suit? Now, I don't discriminate, but you've taken it too far. Okay? You go too far. Oh, hey, welcome. Good to see you. I date who I want and dare anyone to say anything to me. I don't care. Exactly. They be sitting up there like whispering and ish. So y'all was just on y'all phones. Y'all didn't have nothing to say about all the black men with the white women here. But now you see my beautiful black woman back behind with my little out of the race union that I got going on. Now y'all got something to say. Now y'all got something to talk about. If I'm not here, what else you gonna talk about? You gonna go back to being on your phone? Pathetic. Pathetic. Truly. Why don't y'all start to love yourselves and love each other? Truly. And being about it instead of talking about it. Like, you ain't gonna change shit over here. I've been with my husband for over 11 years. You ain't gonna change shit over here. You ain't gonna change my mind. Nothing. Fuck out of here. If it's, you know what I'm saying? Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos. All right? Those are men that can change my mind about something. Not y'all, not a Dusty. Not a Dusty and his pygmesia. No. You on the phone with a dude, and I'm like, oh, look, and then y'all gonna go back to probably your place, because you don't have one. Y'all gonna go back to your place, and he's gonna make you bust it open for a date that you probably paid for, that he was on his phone the whole time. And you snickering about me being with my husband? Hilarious, sis. Hilarious. Pygmesias. Exactly. Yeah. I saw a lot of women flying back solo. They flying solo. Flying back solo from Miami. Getting that big old butt going down there. It didn't make them come back with a man trying to take care of them. It didn't. And let me tell you something. If I get a BBL, I need a man immediately. Immediately. I better wake up from the operation. Boom. It's a man right there. Okay? If I'm doing all that, it's a man right there. He's on his knees. One hand on frontal. One hand on... He's on his knees. Okay? Saying, will you marry me? If I'm doing all that, that's what I'm going to need when I wake up from surgery, baby. Okay? You're doing too much. A big old fake butt for what? Okay? And like black women, you have the shape. You have the potential to have the shape. It's a lot of young women talking about something, I gotta get the BBL. No, baby, wait a few years. You'll be amazed. Okay? I was amazed. I was like, whoa, it's just there. It's just there waiting for us. Okay? Just do some squats. Okay? Do some squats. The women are mad because they didn't expand their options, and the men are mad because men who run the world were designed to happily be with us. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. They get mad because they didn't open up their options. The women are mad. Exactly what you said, my world. They didn't open up their options. And then they see you out with a man who, I mean, my husband has never once, I'd be like, you see them staring? He'll be like, huh? You're beautiful. He don't care. I'm like, y'all trying to stare and snicker. My husband hasn't cared not once. It's been 11 years. There's never been one black person, one person, anybody that stared at us, white, black, it don't matter, that my husband has even noticed. He don't notice, y'all, because when the world is your oyster, you understand? When you got him like that, he don't care. That's why they be on here being like, this and that. I'm like, I don't care. And I guarantee you my husband don't care, baby. He don't care at all. Because not everybody is walking around here like an open wound, all hurt and shit. That's what y'all don't get. When you unhealed and traumatized and haven't done shit about it, you think everybody is. It's just not the case. It's just not the case. That's what would happen if we got reparations, though. It's true. It's true. It's very true. Those dudes would be gone. They would be gone. Right? You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I know a good handful of men that I don't believe that that would be true for. I know a good handful of Black men who are into reparation work. You know, I'm definitely about it myself. Not that I'm expecting reparations from America, but we can't let people forget history, right? I know a good handful of them that are genuinely like, I love Black women, I care about Black women. But they also dislike Black women that date interracially. And that's just a very inappropriate response to what's going on here. It's a very inappropriate response. It's a very problematic and violent response, I feel, for people to be pro-Black and be against Black women, because they're not against interracial dating, because Black men do it all the time. To be pro-Black and be against Black women dating interracially, that's a very violent response to what is going on here. All right. It will behoove everyone, if people feel like they have options, if, you know, you're not infantilizing these men into believing that they have a insane plethora of choices because you refuse to date out. And that you are making them delusional by making them believe that everybody wants them because you want them so bad, only them, and that's not being returned. You know what I'm saying? But again, you know, I know that there's some Black men out here that really mean it, but those aren't the ones that are on this channel. You know, those aren't the ones that'll come around here. Those aren't the ones that are generally in social media. Because the ones on social media are sitting there being like, oh, why Black women date out? And it's like, I mean, there's a plethora of reasons. We're in America. Look at the numbers. Do the math. It's, you know, it's not rocket science. Chutzpah. Sadly, I see so many Black women moving men into their homes because they don't want to be by themselves. Yep. I was in a foster home. And when you foster children, and everyone that lives in that house, every adult that lives in that house that's not is supposed to go through the training for you to have the foster kids in your house. So if me and my husband were to foster children, we would both have to do the training for that, okay? You know how many Black women foster homes I lived in, they just let anybody, they let their grandsons sleep on the couch in the basement. They let their boyfriend come and live with them after he got out of jail. This is the situations that they put Black girls in. Pick-me's. Pick-me's. They don't care about your life. God knows what could have happened with me living under the roof with a man who had just got out of jail. And that's why to this day, I will never live with a man who just got out of jail, who's a felon, a violent criminal. None of that. We don't even do speeding tickets over here. My husband get a speeding ticket. I'm like, oh, all right now. Okay. It's sick. That absolutely sickens me, because I'm like, we're young girls. We're young. So you have young teenage girls in your home, and you mammies, you disgusting, are just letting anybody in. They're not going to come preying on you. Who do you think they're going to be preying on? Hallelujah. Robert Kelly is in jail. Hallelujah. You know, I mean, it's so rare to see justice for Black girls and Black women in this country. It's so rare. And it will never be enough, even if his victims are paid off financially. What he did to Aaliyah. What all those men did to Aaliyah. It'll never be enough. But couldn't make sure she was on a proper plane, right? but you want to marry a 15-year-old. And y'all know how I feel about Aaliyah. I love Aaliyah. People love to talk about her bars, but guess what? These men don't want to work with women in their 30s that have amazing vocal talent. They want to work with 15-year-olds who are just learning how to sing for a reason. They want to work with 14 and 15-year-olds. They don't want to work with grown women. Also, the industry. No, because Sia came out and Sia's like 50 years old. Okay? So miss me with that. Yes, he's looking for the average. Yeah, absolutely, my world. I find that the men who squawk the most about Black women dating interracially are not married to Black women or married to anyone for that matter. They don't marry anyone, but are mad at our choices. Exactly. And really thinking that somebody cares about their opinion. Like, nobody cares, bruh. Go build something. Maybe somebody will care about you then. They'll be like, we gotta do something to be loved, but women just get to be loved. Women and children. You're jealous of women and children. Go heal. Get some help. Get some therapy. You're jealous of women. That's like me sitting here being like, and then the infant, but see, when the infant cried, they'll pick an infant up and they'll kiss the infant, but nobody kissed me on my forehead. Like, what are you talking about? Where's my warm bottle? That's what y'all sound like. Competing with women and children. You've embarrassed yourselves enough. Cut it out. If y'all start talking about building, y'all are going to be embarrassed on the world stage very soon. I don't know how many times I've heard these dudes be like, you don't know what's going on over here, and y'all don't know what it's like to be a man. Everybody knows, because everybody can hear y'all, because y'all put all y'all business out there. And y'all let y'all baby mamas put all y'all business out there. So now everybody knows what y'all do and what y'all about. So go build something quickly so it looks like you've been doing something instead of just talking. Go build something. They still in women's business talking. No. Really, Regal E? Really? Are you serious? Anybody that takes the side of Robert Kelly on my channel is getting blocked. Blocked. Disgusting. That's what I'm talking about. Like, just stay away from those types. There's nothing you can do with those types. Oh my goodness. It's sick. Absolutely sick. All right. I heart you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here with me. I'll be back very soon. Mwah.